Muscular CEO, Surrogate collapsed on divorce court. But at the hospital, her secret left her ex in. Travis checks his Rolex. He's got a board meeting in an hour, and this messy chapter of his life needs to be closed. He glances at Zariah, and for just a second, his eyes travel down her body the way they used to when they were happy. She's wearing a simple black dress that hugs her curves, and damn if his body doesn't still react to her. Have you been in a relationship where success became more important than connection? Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. Warm welcome to the family. Enjoy the story. The divorce papers were still warm in her hands when she hit the marble floor of the Austin courthouse, her body betraying a secret that would destroy everything he thought he knew about betrayal. Picture this. It's a Tuesday morning in downtown Austin, Texas. The sun is blazing hot, and reporters are swarming like bees outside the Travis County Courthouse. Why? Because today marks the end of one of tech world's most watched power couples. Travis Bennett, 25 years old, white, built like he lives in the gym, and worth more money than most people see in a lifetime. His company just got featured in Wall Street Journal last month. The guy has everything, except a wife who still wants to be married to him. Then there's Zariah Monroe, 22 years old, black, former track star from Atlanta who moved to Austin and became a fitness influencer. She's got over 300,000 followers who worship her workout videos. But today, she looks like she hasn't slept in weeks. The courthouse steps are packed with cameras and microphones. Travis straightens his expensive tie, looking every bit the successful CEO who's about to walk away from his biggest mistake. Zariah clutches those divorce papers like they're going to disappear if she lets go. Have you ever watched someone you once loved become a complete stranger? That's exactly what's happening here. These two people who used to set each other on fire now can't even look at each other without flames of anger. Their lawyer drones on about asset division and custody arrangements. Except there are no kids involved, or so everyone thinks. Travis checks his Rolex. He's got a board meeting in an hour, and this messy chapter of his life needs to be closed. He glances at Zariah, and for just a second, his eyes travel down her body the way they used to when they were happy. She's wearing a simple black dress that hugs her curves, and damn if his body doesn't still react to her. But then he remembers why they're here. The cheating, the fighting, the way she looked at him when she found those text messages, the way she moved out and refused to talk to him for months. Have you been in a relationship where success became more important than connection? Travis thought his company was everything. He worked 16-hour days, traveled constantly, and somewhere along the way, he forgot that the woman waiting at home needed more than expensive gifts and empty promises. Zariah's hands shake as she signs the final page. This is it. 1 year of marriage gone. The fairy tale that started when they met at a charity event in downtown Austin, dead and buried. She stands up, those papers officially making her a single woman. That's what happens. The room starts spinning. Her vision gets blurry. Her knees give out, and she's falling toward that cold marble floor. What happens when public image matters more than private truth? Travis's first thought isn't concern, it's embarrassment. Great, now she's making a scene. The reporters are going to have a field day with this. He doesn't move to catch her. He just stands there, watching his ex-wife collapse, thinking she's probably just playing for sympathy. Stay with me to discover what really broke this power couple apart, because what happens next will change everything you think you know about love, betrayal, and the prices we pay for success. The paramedics arrive within minutes. They're loading Zariah onto a stretcher, checking her vital signs, asking questions Travis can't answer because he stopped paying attention to his wife months ago. As the ambulance doors slam shut, Travis catches a glimpse of the EMT's confused expression. The guy looks at his clipboard, then at Travis, then back at the clipboard. Sir, she's not having a panic attack. She's pregnant. And from her chart, this isn't the surrogate pregnancy we expected. The ultrasound screen showed a truth that made the richest man in Austin question everything he thought he knew about love, lies, and DNA. 20 minutes later, Travis is pacing the emergency room at St. David's Medical Center like a caged animal. His designer shoes are clicking against the floor, and his mind is racing faster than his heartbeat. Pregnant? That's impossible. Zariah has been carrying a baby for that celebrity couple, some Hollywood power duo who paid them $100,000 for the surrogacy. That's the only pregnancy that makes sense. But the EMT's words keep echoing in his head. This isn't the surrogate pregnancy we expected. What the hell does that mean? Dr. Martinez, a woman in her 50s with kind eyes and no patience for nonsense, approaches Travis. She's holding a clipboard and wearing that expression doctors get when they're about to deliver news that changes everything. Mr. Bennett, your wife is stable, but we need to talk. Wife, ex-wife, whatever. Is she okay? Is the baby okay? The words come out before Travis can stop them, and he's surprised by how much he actually cares about the answer. Dr. Martinez leads him to a private consultation room. The walls are covered with medical charts and family photos, and suddenly Travis feels like he's about to get the worst news of his life. Your wife is pregnant, yes. But Mr. Bennett, the baby she's carrying, it's not for the surrogate couple. Travis stares at her. What do you mean? The embryo transfer date in her medical records, it happened 3 months ago. But according to the surrogate contract, that transfer should have happened 6 months ago. This is a different pregnancy entirely. The room starts spinning. Travis grabs the edge of the desk to steady himself. What would you do if you discovered your ex was carrying your child? Because that's exactly what's happening here. Somehow, someway, Zariah is pregnant with his baby. Dr. Martinez pulls out an ultrasound image. We did a scan to check the baby's health after her collapse. Everything looks normal for a 12-week pregnancy. But Mr. Bennett, there's something else. She points to a date stamp on the image. This conception date, it aligns with 3 months ago. That's after your wife caught you cheating, but before she signed the surrogate contract. Travis's blood turns to ice. 3 months ago, he remembers that night. The fight they had about his affair. The way she cried. The way they ended up in bed together one last time. Both of them desperate and broken and clinging to something that was already dead. Have you ever kept a secret so big it almost destroyed you? Zariah has been carrying his child for 3 months. 3 months of knowing she was pregnant with his baby while going through divorce proceedings. 3 months of pretending everything was about the surrogate contract while her body was growing their child. This isn't just about pregnancy. It's about trust, betrayal, and second chances. Travis realizes he doesn't know his wife at all. Ex-wife. The woman he thought he understood has been hiding the biggest secret of their lives. Keep watching to see how this revelation changes everything. Because what Travis doesn't know is that this pregnancy is just the beginning of the secret Zariah has been keeping. Dr. Martinez leads him to Zariah's room. She's awake now, propped up against white pillows, looking fragile and beautiful and terrified. Mr. Bennett, there's something else. The embryo transfer date on her chart, it happened after your wife caught you cheating. She's been carrying your child for months, and she never told you. Some secrets are buried so deep that only a hospital room and a heart monitor can bring them to the surface. The private hospital room feels like a prison cell. White walls, white sheets, white lies finally coming to light. Zariah's eyes flutter open to find Travis slumped in the visitor's chair, his usually perfect hair looking like he's been running his hands through it for hours. You're awake. His voice is hoarse, like he's been screaming or crying or both. Zariah's hand instinctively moves to her belly. The secret she's been carrying for 3 months is out, and there's nowhere left to hide. How long have you known? Travis asks, and his voice is so quiet she almost doesn't hear him. Since the day I signed the divorce papers, she whispers. I found out the same morning we filed. The irony hits both of them at the same time. She was carrying his child while signing papers to never see him again. Can you forgive someone who broke your heart but gave you life? That's the question hanging in the air between them. Travis cheated on her with some blonde from his marketing department. 3 months of lies, late nights, and phone calls that stopped when Zariah walked into the room. But then there was that night. The night she found out about the affair. Zariah closes her eyes, and she's back there. 3 months ago, standing in their downtown Austin loft, holding his phone with text messages that shattered her world. Can't wait to see you tonight, baby. Your wife will never know. She threw the phone across the room. It hit the wall and cracked, just like her heart. Have you ever made love to someone while knowing it might be the last time? That's what happened next. Travis came home to find her packing, tears streaming down her face. And instead of explaining or apologizing, he just stood there. I know, he said simply. I know you know. They stared at each other across their broken marriage. She should have left, should have walked out that door and never looked back. But instead, she dropped the suitcase and walked toward him. I hate you, she whispered against his lips. I know, he breathed back, and then they were kissing like the world was ending. It was desperate and angry and beautiful. She pulled his shirt off with shaking hands. He lifted her onto the kitchen counter, his mouth hot against her neck. They made love right there, surrounded by the ruins of their relationship, both of them knowing it was goodbye. This moment will determine if they're enemies or partners. 9 weeks later, she found out she was pregnant. The baby growing inside her was created that night, in the middle of their heartbreak. Travis reaches for her hand, and she doesn't pull away. Why didn't you tell me? Because I didn't trust you to do the right thing. I thought you'd want me to get rid of it, or use it as an excuse to control me. What would you choose, pride or parenthood? Travis's answer comes in the form of tears. He's crying, and she's never seen him cry before. That's when her phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number that makes her blood run cold. I have the video of what really happened that night. Your husband isn't the only one with secrets. Pay me, or I release everything. The message that shattered her world arrived at the moment she needed strength most. Proving that some wounds never heal, they just wait for the perfect moment to bleed. Zariah stares at her phone like it's a bomb about to explode. Her hands are shaking so badly she can barely hold it, and the heart monitor beside her bed starts beeping faster. Travis notices immediately. What's wrong? Who texted you? She can't answer, can't breathe, can't think about anything except the video this person claims to have. The video that could destroy everything she's built since leaving Atlanta. What secret could be worth destroying a pregnant woman? But Zariah knows the answer. Some secrets are worth killing for, and some people will do anything to get paid. The message continues. You thought you could run from Atlanta and start fresh. But I never forgot what you did to Marcus. $50,000, or everyone sees what really happened that night at the warehouse. Travis sees the panic in her eyes. Zariah, talk to me. What's going on? She looks at this man who cheated on her, who broke her heart, who she's carrying a child for, and realizes he's the only person in the world who might actually help her. But how do you tell someone that you're not the person they think you are? Have you ever been blackmailed or threatened with exposure? Because that's exactly what's happening here. Someone from her past life in Atlanta has tracked her down, and they want money to keep quiet about something that happened before she even met Travis. The thing is, Travis doesn't know about Atlanta. Not really. He knows she ran track at Georgia State, knows she moved to Austin for a fresh start, but he doesn't know why she really left. He doesn't know about the warehouse, about Marcus, about the night that changed everything. Someone knows something that could destroy them both. The text message is from someone who was there that night 2 years ago. Someone who saw what she had to do to survive. Travis moves closer to her bed, his protective instincts kicking in despite everything that's happened between them. Who would target a woman at her most vulnerable moment? I need to pay them, Zariah whispers. I need to make this go away. Pay who? For what? Travis's voice is getting louder, more demanding. What happened in Atlanta? The hospital room feels smaller now, like the walls are closing in. Outside the window, Austin's skyline looks peaceful and normal. But inside this room, chaos is brewing. Zariah's phone buzzes again. Another message. You have 24 hours. And don't think about running again. I know about the baby. I know about the rich husband. I know everything. Travis sees the second message, and his jaw clenches. Who is this person? What do they want? Zariah looks at him, really looks at him, and realizes she's about to lose everything. Her new life, her marriage, even if it's ending, her chance at being a mother. All because of one night in Atlanta when she was young and scared and did what she had to do to survive. The baby isn't the only secret I've been keeping. And if this gets out, it won't just destroy me. It'll destroy everything you built. She ran from Atlanta to escape her past, but some ghosts travel 900 miles just to collect what they're owed. The pregnancy makes everything sharper, colors more vivid, sounds more intense. As Zariah prepares to tell Travis about her life before Austin, the hospital room seems to shrink around them, heavy with secrets finally given voice. What if the person you married was running from something deadly? Travis is about to find out that the woman he fell in love with has been hiding more than just a pregnancy. Before I moved to Austin, I wasn't just running track at Georgia State. Zariah begins, her voice barely above a whisper. I was running from someone who thought he owned me. Travis pulls his chair closer to her bed. Who? His name is Marcus Williams. I met him when I was 19, fresh out of high school, full of dreams about making it to the Olympics. She pauses, her hand moving to her belly. He was everything I thought I wanted. Older, successful, connected in the Atlanta sports world. Have you ever reinvented yourself to escape your past? Because that's exactly what Zariah did. She moved to Austin, changed her last name from Williams to Monroe, and created a whole new identity as a fitness influencer. At first, Marcus was perfect. He paid for my training, got me sponsors, made me feel like I was special. But then things changed. Her voice gets quieter. He started controlling everything. What I ate, who I talked to, where I went. He said it was because he loved me, because he wanted me to succeed. Travis's hands clench into fists. What did he do to you? He made me feel like I owed him everything. My success, my body, my life. When I tried to leave, he said I belonged to him. That he'd invested too much in me to let me go. The heart monitor beeps faster as Zariah's stress levels rise. Her past is about to collide with their future. 2 years ago, I finally got the courage to break up with him. But Marcus doesn't take no for an answer. She closes her eyes, remembering. He followed me to this warehouse where I was training late one night. Said if he couldn't have me, no one could. Travis leans forward. What happened? He attacked me. Tried to. She can't finish the sentence. I had to defend myself. There was a weight bar nearby, and I hit him with it. Hard. The room goes silent except for the steady beeping of machines. I thought I killed him, Zariah whispers. There was so much blood. I panicked and ran. Left Atlanta that night and never looked back. Can love survive when built on lies? Travis is processing everything she's telling him. The woman he married was running from an abusive ex who might be dead because of her. But he survived, she continues. And now he's found me. The person texting me was there that night. They recorded everything on their phone, and now they want money to keep quiet. Travis's phone starts ringing. He looks at the caller ID and freezes. Marcus Williams, Atlanta, the same name Zariah, just whispered in fear, is calling her ex-husband's phone. How did he get your number? She asks, terror creeping in her voice. But Travis is already answering the call, his voice steady and cold. Travis Bennett. Hello, Travis. I think we need to talk about your wife. Ready for your approval to continue with chapters 6 to 10? Travis knew he had to face Marcus alone. The next morning, he drove to the address Marcus had texted, a rundown diner on the east side of Austin where truckers and construction workers grabbed cheap coffee before dawn shifts. The smell of bacon grease and cigarette smoke hit him as he walked through the door. Marcus sat in the back corner booth, bigger than Travis remembered. Prison had added muscle to his already intimidating frame. His dark eyes tracked Travis as he approached, and that familiar cold smile spread across his face. The same smile that had haunted Zariah's nightmares for months. Well, the rich boy actually showed up. Marcus's voice was deeper now, rougher. You look good, Travis. Success suits you, though I hear your marriage didn't work out so well. Travis slid into the booth across from him, fighting every instinct to leave. What do you want, Marcus? Straight to business. I like that. Marcus leaned forward, his massive hands flat on the table. You see, I've been keeping tabs on you and Zariah. Amazing what you can learn from prison when you have connections on the outside. The waitress approached, but Marcus waved her away with a look that made her retreat quickly. Travis noticed how everyone in the diner seemed to avoid looking in their direction. This man commanded fear even in public spaces. I know about the baby. Marcus continued. I know about your divorce. I know about your little tech company that's worth millions. And I know that video of you and your secretary is going to destroy everything you've built. Travis's blood ran cold. How did Marcus know about Rebecca? They've been so careful, meeting only at high-end hotels, never in public. The affair had lasted 3 months before guilt made him end it. But apparently, someone had been watching. That's right, Marcus said, reading Travis's expression. Every hotel room, every kiss, every time you betrayed the woman who loved you. It's all recorded, time-stamped, and ready to go viral. You're bluffing. Marcus pulled out a phone and showed Travis a video, thumbnail. Even from the small screen, Travis could see himself and Rebecca in the hotel room. His hands at her hair, her legs wrapped around her. The image quality was crystal clear. Motion-activated cameras, placed by someone very close to you. Someone who wanted insurance, just in case. Marcus's smile widened. The question is, how much is your reputation worth? Travis felt sick. His company was about to go public. Investors, board members, his entire future depended on his clean image. A sex tape would destroy everything. But more than that, if Zariah saw this video, it would confirm every fear she'd had about him. How much? Travis asked quietly. $2 million. Cash. Tomorrow night. Marcus leaned back, enjoying Travis's desperation. But here's the thing. I'm not just taking your money. I'm taking Zariah too. The words hit Travis like a physical blow. She's pregnant. She's carrying my child. Our child. Marcus corrected. You see, Zariah and I have history. Real history. And now that she's free from you, it's time for her to come home where she belongs. Travis realized this wasn't just about money. This was about possession, control, and a dangerous man's obsession with a woman who had escaped him once before. Have you ever felt completely trapped by your own mistakes? What would you do if your past came back to destroy everything you loved? Travis raced back to the hospital, his mind reeling from the meeting with Marcus. But when he arrived at Zariah's room, she was gone. The nurse explained she'd checked herself out an hour ago, against medical advice. Travis's hands shook as he called her phone. No answer. He drove to her apartment, taking the stairs 2 at a time. The door was unlocked, which immediately set off alarms in his head. Zariah had never left her door unlocked. Inside, he found her sitting on the couch, staring at her phone screen with tears streaming down her face. Zariah, thank God. I was worried. He sent me the video. Her voice was barely a whisper. All of it. You and Rebecca. Every lie you told me about working late. Every time you came home smelling like her perfume and blamed it on client meetings. Travis felt his world crumbling. Zariah, I can explain. Explain what? That while I was carrying another couple's baby to help your image, you were sleeping with your secretary? That while I was gaining weight and feeling ugly and unwanted, you were telling another woman she was beautiful? The pain in her voice cut through him like a blade. Travis had never seen her look so broken, so defeated. This was the woman who had run track in college, who had built her own business, who had stood by him through every challenge. Now she looked fragile, vulnerable. The affair ended months ago, Travis said desperately. Before we even started the divorce process, I was confused, scared of commitment, but I never stopped loving you. You never stopped loving me? Zariah stood up, fury replacing the sadness. You begged me to be a surrogate. You said it would help your company's image, show that we were a stable, committed couple. You made me carry another woman's baby while you were cheating on me. Travis realized how twisted everything looked from her perspective. The timing made him seem like a monster. The surrogacy wasn't about the company. The board suggested it, but I thought it would bring us closer together. I thought experiencing pregnancy would help us prepare for our own family. Our own family? Zariah laughed bitterly. You mean the family you didn't want? The kids you kept saying we'd have someday but never now? I was scared, Travis admitted. My father left when I was 8. I didn't know how to be a husband, let alone a father. But when I saw that ultrasound today, when I realized you were carrying our baby... Stop. Zariah held up her hand. Just stop. You had a year to figure this out. A year to choose me. Instead, you chose Rebecca. She moved toward the window, her hand instinctively protecting her belly. Marcus called me after he met with you. He told me about the money, about his plans. He's not just threatening you, Travis. He's threatening our baby. That's why we need to work together, Travis said urgently. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you. But Marcus is dangerous, and you're carrying our child. I can't lose you both. Zariah turned to face him, and for a moment, Travis saw the woman he'd fallen in love with, strong, determined, fierce. But there was something else there now. Fear. He's coming for me tonight, she whispered. And I don't think either of us is strong enough to stop him. Can a marriage survive betrayal when danger forces two people back together? What happens when the biggest threat isn't divorce, but something far more deadly? At midnight, Marcus arrived at Zariah's apartment building. Travis watched from the parking garage as the black SUV pulled up. 3 men got out, including Marcus, all moving with the calculated precision of people who had done this before. Travis's hands gripped the steering wheel as he called 911, but he knew the police wouldn't arrive in time. Zariah was alone upstairs, and Travis had promised to protect her. He'd sent Zariah to lock herself in the bathroom while he waited in the living room. The plan was simple. Let Marcus in, give him the money, and hope he'd leave peacefully. But Travis knew men like Marcus didn't just take money and disappear. They took everything. The knock came soft at first, then harder. Zariah, baby, open up. We need to talk. Marcus's voice through the door was almost gentle, but Travis could hear the threat underneath. He opened the door slowly, and Marcus smiled when he saw him instead of Zariah. You just can't stay away, can you? Marcus pushed past Travis into the apartment. Where is she? The money's on the table, Travis said, gesturing to the duffel bag. $2 million, just like you asked. Take it and leave. Marcus laughed, a sound that made Travis's skin crawl. You think this is about money? This is about respect. About a woman who belongs to me being taken by someone who doesn't deserve her. Zariah doesn't belong to anyone. She belonged to me first. Marcus's voice turned cold. I was her first everything. First kiss, first time, first man to make her feel like a woman. You were just the rebound, the safe choice after she got scared of real passion. Travis felt rage building in his chest. Is that what you call it? Passion? Because what I heard was that you hit her, that you controlled her, that she had to run away from you. She needed discipline, Marcus said casually. Zariah's always been wild, independent. She needed a man strong enough to handle her. You're too weak, too soft. That's why she's carrying my baby. It's not your baby, Travis said firmly. The DNA test proved it. Marcus's smile widened. DNA can be faked, especially when you have money. But even if it is yours, it doesn't matter. Zariah is coming with me tonight, and that baby will be raised by a real man. That's when Travis heard the bathroom door open. Zariah appeared in the hallway, her face pale but determined. She was holding something behind her back. Hello, Marcus, she said quietly. I wondered when you'd find me. There's my girl. Marcus took a step toward her. You look beautiful, baby. Pregnancy suits you. Stop right there. Zariah's voice was stronger now. I'm not your girl. I haven't been for 2 years. Come on, Zariah. We both know you miss me. Why do you think you got pregnant so fast after leaving your husband? Your body was calling for a real man. You're wrong about everything, Zariah said, her hands still behind her back. I got pregnant because I loved Travis. Because even when I was angry with him, even when I thought I hated him, I still wanted to have his baby. Marcus's face darkened. You're confused. The pregnancy hormones are making you think crazy things. But don't worry. I'll help you remember who you really are. He moved toward her, and that's when Zariah revealed what she'd been hiding. A knife from her kitchen, held steady in her hand. I remember exactly who I am, she said. I'm the woman who got away from you once. And I'll do it again. What happens when a woman finally stands up to her abuser? Can love triumph over fear when everything is on the line? The apartment erupted into chaos. Marcus lunged forward, but Zariah was ready. 2 years of fitness training had made her faster, stronger than when she'd known him before. She slashed at his reaching hands, and he jerked back, blood dripping from his knuckles. You little witch, Marcus snarled. You think a kitchen knife scares me? Travis moved to help, but one of Marcus's men grabbed him from behind, thick arms wrapping around his throat. Travis struggled, gasping for air, watching helplessly as Marcus circled Zariah like a predator. You always were feisty, Marcus said, nursing his bleeding hand. I like that about you. But you're pregnant now, baby. You need to think about what's best for the child. What's best for my child is never seeing you again, Zariah shot back. She kept the knife between them, her back to the wall. I should have called the police on you years ago. I should have pressed charges when you put me in the hospital. Hospital? Marcus laughed. You fell down some stairs. Accidents happen when you're drunk and emotional. I wasn't drunk, Zariah said fiercely. I was trying to leave you, and you pushed me. You broke my ribs, Marcus. You could have killed me. Travis struggled harder against the man holding him. He'd never known the full extent of what Marcus had done to Zariah. She'd only told him bits and pieces, always making it sound less serious than it was. Now he understood why she'd been so scared, why she'd moved to Austin, why she'd been so hesitant to trust him completely. Ancient history, Marcus said dismissively. We're older now, more mature. I've learned to control my temper. By spending 2 years in prison for assault, Marcus's face darkened. That was different. That man disrespected me in front of my friends. He had it coming, just like I had it coming. Zariah's voice was steady, but Travis could see her hand shaking. Just like every woman who's ever said no to you. You never said no to me, Marcus said, his voice dropping to a dangerous whisper. Not really. You loved the excitement, the danger. You loved how I made you feel alive. I love how you made me feel wanted, Zariah corrected. I was 19, lonely, and desperate for attention. You took advantage of that. I gave you everything. Love, passion, a real relationship. Not like this fake marriage you had with pretty boy over there. Travis finally broke free from the man holding him, driving his elbow back into the guy's stomach. He spun around and threw a punch, connecting with his jaw. The man staggered back, and Travis grabbed a lamp from the side table, swinging it at his head. The crash of breaking glass filled the apartment. Marcus spun around, distracted by the noise, and Zariah saw her chance. She lunged forward with the knife, but Marcus was too quick. He caught her wrist, squeezing until she cried out and dropped the weapon. Enough games, Marcus growled. He twisted her arm behind her back, making her gasp in pain. You're coming with me. Now, let her go. Travis shouted, but Marcus's other man had recovered and was advancing on him again. The baby, Zariah whispered. Marcus, please. I'm bleeding. Everyone froze. A dark stain was spreading across the front of Zariah's dress. Her face was pale, her breathing shallow. We need to get her to a hospital, Travis said desperately. She's losing the baby. Could the fight to save their love cost them everything they were fighting for? The emergency room at Austin General was a blur of activity. Travis held Zariah's hand as they wheeled her into surgery, her face pale against the white sheets. The doctors had confirmed what they all feared. The stress and physical trauma had caused complications. The baby was in danger. Marcus had fled when he saw the blood, his tough guy act crumbling when faced with real consequences. But his words echoed in Travis's mind. This isn't over. For 6 hours, Travis sat in the waiting room, staring at the door where they'd taken Zariah. He'd called her parents in Atlanta, her best friend, his own mother. Everyone was flying in, but all he could do was wait and pray. Dr. Sarah Chun emerged at dawn, still in her surgical scrubs. Travis jumped up, his heart pounding. She's stable, Dr. Chun said quickly. Both mother and baby were stable. Travis felt his knees go weak with relief. Can I see her? In a few minutes. But Mr. Bennett, I need you to understand. This pregnancy is now high risk. Any more stress, any more physical trauma, and we could lose the baby. Zariah needs complete rest and absolute peace. She'll have it, Travis promised. I'll make sure of it. There's something else, Dr. Chun continued. The ultrasound showed something we missed before. Zariah is carrying twins. Travis stared at her. Twins, 2 boys. They're small but healthy. However, multiple pregnancies carry additional risks, especially after trauma like this. When Travis finally saw Zariah, she was awake but groggy from medication. Monitors beeped softly around her bed, and an IV drip fed into her arm. She looked fragile, younger than her 22 years. "Hey," she whispered when she saw him. "Hey yourself." Travis sat beside her bed, taking her hand gently. "How are you feeling?" "Scared," she admitted. "I thought I was going to lose them." "Them?" A small smile crossed her face. "The doctor told you about the twins?" Travis nodded, still processing. "2 boys. Can you believe it?" "I can barely believe one," Zariah said with a weak laugh. "Travis, I'm sorry about what I said yesterday, about you not wanting a family. I was hurt and angry, but I know you'll be a good father." "I'm the one who should apologize," Travis said firmly. "For Rebecca, for the surrogacy, for not being the husband you deserved. I was selfish and stupid, and I almost lost everything that matters." "We both made mistakes," Zariah said quietly. "But Marcus showing up, almost losing the babies, it made me realize that holding on to anger is just hurting us both." "What are you saying?" "I'm saying that if you're willing to fight for us, really fight, then maybe we can find our way back to each other. But it has to be different this time. No more secrets, no more lies." Travis squeezed her hand. "No more secrets. I promise." "There's something else," Zariah said, her voice getting drowsy again. "The police want to talk to us about Marcus. They found the videos he was using to blackmail you." "We'll deal with it together," Travis said. "All of it." As Zariah drifted off to sleep, Travis watched the monitors showing his son's heartbeats. 2 little lives depending on him to keep them safe. He'd failed as a husband, but he wouldn't fail as a father. Can a second chance at love survive when the past refuses to stay buried? Detective Maria Rodriguez had seen plenty of domestic violence cases, but the Marcus Thompson file was different. 28 years old, multiple assault charges, and a pattern of targeting successful women who try to leave him. The evidence Travis and Zariah provided painted a picture of a man who wouldn't stop until he got what he wanted. "He's not going to just disappear," Detective Rodriguez explained to Travis in the hospital hallway. "Men like Marcus see women as property. He's invested 2 years planning this comeback, and one setback won't stop him." Travis felt his stomach drop. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying you need to take this seriously. The video evidence shows premeditated blackmail. The assault on your wife shows escalation. He's dangerous, and he's not done." Inside the hospital room, Zariah was finally eating solid food for the first time in 2 days. Her color was better, and the doctors were cautiously optimistic about the twins. But Travis could see the fear in her eyes every time someone walked past the door. "The police want to know about Atlanta," Zariah told him when he returned. "About what really happened before I moved to Austin." Travis sat beside her bed. "You don't have to talk about it if you're not ready." "I think I do," Zariah said quietly. "Marcus is escalating because he knows I'm finally happy. He can't stand that I build a life without him." She took a shaky breath. "When I first met him, I was 19 and working at a gym in Atlanta. He was this confident, older guy who made me feel special. He had money, a nice car, and he treated me like a princess. What changed? I started getting attention from other guys. Modeling offers, fitness competitions. Marcus said I was getting too big for my britches, that success was making me forget where I came from." Zariah's voice grew harder. "He started showing up at my work, checking my phone, following me to competitions." Travis felt anger building, but he stayed quiet, letting her talk. "The first time he hit me, I was 20. I won a regional fitness competition, and this photographer wanted to feature me in a magazine. Marcus said I was being naive, that the guy just wanted to sleep with me. When I said I was doing it anyway, he backhanded me so hard I saw stars." "Did you leave him then?" "I should have," Zariah said, tears in her eyes. "But he cried, begged, promised it would never happen again. Said he was just scared of losing me. I believed him because I wanted to believe him." "How long did it go on?" 2 years. It got worse after I started making real money from sponsorships. Marcus quit his job, said he was my manager now. He controlled my schedule, my money, my friends. I couldn't go anywhere without him. Travis squeezed her hand. What finally made you leave? I got pregnant. Zariah's voice dropped to a whisper. Marcus was furious. Said a baby would ruin my career, make me fat and worthless. He wanted me to get an abortion, but I refused, so he pushed me down the stairs. Travis felt sick. The hospital incident. I lost the baby that night. Marcus told the doctors I'd been drinking, that I'd fallen accidentally. They believed him because he was so charming, so concerned. Zariah wiped her eyes. I knew then that if I stayed, he'd eventually kill me. So you moved to Austin. I changed my name, my look, everything. I thought I was safe. But Marcus always said he'd find me someday. He said I belonged to him forever. Detective Rodriguez knocked on the door. Mrs. Bennett, we found something you need to see. What happens when the past catches up with a vengeance? Can justice prevail when the system has failed before? The video on Detective Rodriguez's laptop made Travis's blood run cold. Security footage from the hospital parking garage showed Marcus and two other men placing something under Travis's car. The timestamp was from the previous night, just hours after Zariah had been admitted. Explosive device, Detective Rodriguez explained. Professional grade. If you'd started that car, it would have killed you instantly. Zariah gasped from her hospital bed. He was going to kill you. This changes everything, the detective continued. We're not just dealing with domestic violence anymore. This is attempted murder. Marcus Thompson just became the FBI's problem. Travis felt the world shifting around him. How did he even know which car was mine? Someone's been watching you for weeks, maybe months. The bomb was placed with precision. They knew your routine, your parking spot, your schedule. Detective Rodriguez closed the laptop. Mr. Bennett, someone close to you is feeding Marcus information. The realization hit Travis like a physical blow. Rebecca, your secretary? Former secretary. The affair ended months ago, but she was angry about it. She kept calling, showing up at my office, saying I'd ruined her life. Travis ran his hands through his hair. She had access to everything. My calendar, my location, my personal information. We need to bring her in, Detective Rodriguez said. And we need to move Mrs. Bennett to a secure location. If Marcus is willing to plant bombs, he won't hesitate to attack a hospital. I'm not leaving, Zariah said firmly. The doctor said any stress could hurt the babies. Zariah, he tried to kill me. What do you think he'll do to you? I don't know, but I know what moving me could do to our sons. I'm not taking that risk. Detective Rodriguez looked between them. There's something else. We tracked Marcus's phone, and he's been in contact with someone inside this hospital. Someone who's been reporting on Mrs. Bennett's condition. Travis felt paranoid suddenly, looking at every nurse, every doctor with suspicion. Who? We're working on it. But until we know, we're posting guards outside this room. No one gets in without proper ID and clearance. 2 hours later, the hospital was buzzing with activity. FBI agents interviewed staff, reviewed security footage, and set up a command center in a conference room. Travis had never seen anything like it. His personal life had become a federal case. Mr. Bennett, a young FBI agent approached him. We need to ask you about your business partners. Marcus Thompson has been in contact with several people in your professional circle. Travis felt his world crumbling. What kind of contact? Financial records show payments from your company accounts to offshore accounts linked to Thompson. Someone's been embezzling money and funneling it to him. That's impossible. I oversee all major transactions. Not all of them, the agent said grimly. Someone with executive access has been stealing from you for months. The money trail leads directly to Thompson's operation. Travis realized the betrayal went deeper than he'd imagined. Someone in his inner circle wasn't just feeding Marcus information. They were funding his revenge. We need a list of everyone with access to your company finances, the agent continued. And Mr. Bennett, you might want to call your lawyer. This is about to get very complicated. Who can you trust when everyone around you might be working against you? The conference room at Austin General looked like a war zone. FBI agents had spread financial documents across 3 tables, tracing money trails that led back 6 months. Travis sat beside his lawyer, watching his company's secrets unfold like a nightmare. The embezzlement started small, Agent Sarah Mitchell explained. $5,000 here, $10,000 there. but it escalated quickly. In the past month alone, someone transferred $200,000 to accounts linked to Marcus Thompson. Travis studied the bank statements. These are authorized transfers. Someone used my digital signature. Who has access to your signature authorization? My CFO, my assistant, and Travis's voice trailed off as the realization hit him. My business partner, David Chun. David Chun had been Travis's best friend since college. They'd built the company together, shared everything, trusted each other completely. The idea that David could betray him was almost impossible to accept. "We need to bring him in," Agent Mitchell said. "Where is he now?" "Supposedly in San Francisco, meeting with investors about our IPO." Travis felt sick. But if he's been stealing from the company, there might not be an IPO. His phone buzzed with a text from David. "Hey man, heard about Zariah. So sorry. Flying back early to help however I can." Travis showed the message to Agent Mitchell. "He's coming back. Good. We'll be ready for him." Back in Zariah's room, she was sitting up, looking stronger but worried. "How bad is it?" "Bad," Travis admitted. "David's been stealing money and giving it to Marcus. I don't know how long it's been going on, but it's enough to destroy the company." "David?" Zariah looked shocked. "But he was at our wedding. He's been your friend for years." "I know. I can't figure out why he'd do this." "Maybe it's not about money," Zariah said quietly. "Maybe it's about me." Travis looked at her. "What do you mean?" "David always had a crush on me. Even when we were dating, I could tell. He was always making comments about how you didn't deserve me, how he'd treat me better." Zariah touched her belly protectively. "What if this is his way of getting back at you? Destroying your life, so he can be the hero who saves me?" The pieces started falling into place. David had been the one who suggested the surrogacy, claiming it would help the company's image. He'd been the one who encouraged Travis to work late, creating opportunities for the affair with Rebecca. He'd been positioning himself as the reliable friend while Travis self-destructed. He's been playing both sides, Travis realized, setting me up to fail while funding Marcus to terrorize you. Then he planned to swoop in and be your savior. "That's sick," Zariah whispered. "How long has he been planning this?" "Probably since our wedding day. Maybe longer." Agent Mitchell knocked on the door. "Mr. Bennett?" "David Chun just landed at Austin Airport. We're tracking his phone, and he's heading straight here." Travis stood up, anger replacing the hurt. "Let him come. I want to hear him try to explain this." "Sir, with respect, that's not a good idea. If he's working with Marcus Thompson, he could be dangerous. I've known David for 10 years. He's not violent. Mr. Bennett, desperate people do desperate things. And your friend just lost $2 million of stolen money when Marcus fled. He's about to lose everything. When friendship turns to betrayal, how do you know who to trust?" David Chin walked into the hospital looking every inch the successful businessman he'd always been. Expensive suit, confident stride, concerned expression perfectly in place. But Travis could see the tension in his shoulders, the way his eyes darted around the room before settling on Zariah's bed. "Thank God you're okay," David said, rushing to Zariah's side. "When I heard what happened, I caught the first flight back. How are you feeling? How are the babies?" "We're fine," Zariah said carefully. "Thanks for coming." David turned to Travis. "I'm so sorry, man. I know things have been rough between you two, but this Marcus guy sounds like a real psychopath. Have the police caught him yet?" Travis watched his former best friend's performance with a mixture of disgust and admiration. David was good at this. The fake concern, the innocent questions. If Travis didn't know better, he believed every word. "The FBI is handling it now," Travis said evenly. "They've been very thorough. Found some interesting connections." "FBI? Wow, this is serious." "What kind of connections?" "Financial ones. Someone's been stealing from the company, David. Someone with access to my accounts, my signature, my personal information." David's face went pale, but he recovered quickly. "That's terrible. Do they know who?" "Actually, they do." Travis stepped closer. "The money trail leads directly to Marcus Thompson. $200,000 in the past month alone. Funny thing is, the transfers were all authorized by someone I trusted completely." "Travis, what are you saying?" "I'm saying you've been funding my wife stalker while pretending to be my friend." I'm saying you've been embezzling money from our company to finance this sick game you've been playing. David looked around the room, noticing for the first time that there were FBI agents positioned by the door. This is crazy. You're under a lot of stress, man. You're not thinking clearly. I'm thinking more clearly than I have in months, Travis said. Want to explain why Marcus knew exactly where to find us? Why he had videos of my affair with Rebecca? Why he knew about the pregnancy before we even told anyone? I don't know what you're talking about. You set up the whole thing, didn't you? You encouraged me to have the affair, probably even arranged for Rebecca to be there when I was vulnerable. You suggested the surrogacy to create problems in our marriage. You've been orchestrating this for months. David's mask finally slipped. You want to know the truth? Fine. You don't deserve her, Travis. You never did. Zariah is brilliant, beautiful, strong, and you treated her like an accessory, like arm candy to make you look good. So you decided to destroy my life? I decided to show her who you really are. A cheater, a liar, a man who would rather betray his wife than face his own fears. David's voice was rising. I gave Marcus just enough information to scare you, to make you show your true colors. I never intended for anyone to get hurt. You funded a stalker, David. You helped him terrorize a pregnant woman. You could have killed our babies. I was trying to save her from you, David shouted. I've been in love with Zariah since the day you introduced us. I would never hurt her. Everything I did was to protect her from the man who was destroying her life. Zariah spoke for the first time since David had arrived. By partnering with a man who almost killed me in Atlanta, by helping him find me when I'd spent 2 years hiding, that's protection. David's face crumbled. I didn't know about Atlanta. Marcus told me you two had a bad breakup, but he said he just wanted to talk to you. You didn't know because you didn't want to know, Zariah said firmly. You were so focused on your obsession with me that you ignored every warning sign. What happens when love becomes obsession and friendship turns to betrayal? 6 months later, Travis stood in the nursery of their new house, watching Zariah feed their twin sons. David was in federal prison. Marcus had been captured at the Canadian border, and Rebecca had testified against both of them in exchange for immunity. The nightmare was finally over. They're getting so big, Travis said, touching baby Michael's tiny hand. Hard to believe they were once so small we almost lost them. They're fighters, Zariah said, smiling as baby Matthew grabbed her finger. Just like their parents. The past 6 months have been a journey of healing for both of them. Couples therapy, individual counseling, and the daily work of rebuilding trust. Travis had sold his company to pay for David's embezzlement, but he'd started a new venture from home so he could be present for his family. I got a letter from David today, Travis said carefully. He wants to see the babies. Zariah looked up sharply. What did you tell him? Nothing yet. I wanted to talk to you first. He helped a dangerous man find me. Travis. He funded my stalker and nearly got our children killed. I don't care if he's sorry now. Travis nodded. I feel the same way. But our therapist says forgiveness isn't about them. It's about us. About not carrying that anger forever. I can forgive him, Zariah said after a moment. But that doesn't mean I have to let him back into our lives. Some betrayals are too deep. Agreed. Dr. Martinez knocked on the nursery door. Sorry to interrupt, but I have some news about the final DNA tests. The doctor had been monitoring the twins' development closely, checking for any complications from the stress during pregnancy. Every test had come back perfect, but Travis still worried. Both boys are completely healthy, Dr. Martinez said with a smile. No developmental delays, no complications. Whatever doesn't kill you really does make you stronger. After the doctor left, Travis and Zariah sat in the rocking chair together, each holding a baby. The house was quiet except for the soft sounds of the twins breathing. Do you ever think about what would have happened if Marcus hadn't shown up? Zariah asked. If we just gotten divorced quietly? Every day, Travis admitted. I think we would have missed out on the greatest thing that ever happened to us. The babies, yes. But also this, us together, really together for the first time. It took almost losing everything to realize what we had. Zariah leaned against his shoulder. I'm glad we fought for each other. Me too. Michael started fussing, and Travis stood to walk him around the room. Through the window, He could see their new neighbors working in their garden, kids playing in the street, normal life happening all around them. "I have something to tell you," Zariah said quietly. "I've been thinking about changing my name back to Bennett. Legally this time, if you want me to." Travis felt his heart skip. "Are you sure?" "I'm sure. We're not the same people who got divorced in that courthouse. We're stronger, smarter, and we know what we're fighting for now." "What's that?" "Each other. Always each other." As the sun set over Austin, Travis looked at his wife and sons and realized that sometimes the most beautiful stories come from the darkest moments. Sometimes you have to lose everything to find out what really matters. And sometimes love really is worth fighting for. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed Travis and Zariah's story of love, betrayal, and second chances. Subscribe for more real-life American stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Comment below and tell us. Have you ever had a fight for a relationship that seemed impossible to save? Share your story with our community. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. Until next time, remember, sometimes the greatest love stories begin with the greatest challenges.